Hello.
Hello.
Adam has a delayed reaction today.
I missed my cue.
Yes. Welcome to the review of
Avatar 1.5. I've been sitting on that for a bit. I thought of it in there. And...
to be honest, yes. Also known as
Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Indeed. And I think we're going to have a lot to talk about that is like spoilery from moment one. So it's fucking good. Go see it. It's amazing.
Yes. Apology
for the swearing. I know it's a 12A film and I used to try and keep the language, but
there was swearing in that.
Yeah, but like 12A swearing.
Well, yeah, true. But yeah, go and see it. What she said.
It's good. I mean, I know we always say it's like it's an MCU movie. You've probably already seen it if you want to see it. If you don't, if you like. But I mean, I know right now there's like, you know, Marvel fatigue and all this stuff. I kind of get it. Like, it's been a long time. And I do feel that, I think I've said this before, not necessarily with you, but like we've discussed it previously with other people. It's like in a weird way, although it was bad for the planet, the pandemic helped because at least gave us a break.
Yeah, it's true.
Like that break honestly did make a difference. When I did help, it's like, yeah, let's separate the stuff out. But yeah, speaking of, this is like officially the end of phase 4 as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, 2 thumbs way up. This is really cool. It looks brilliant. The story is really good. So much heart. So much heart. The new characters, well, Riri particularly is the main new character, is awesome. So if you've been like, well, I'm not sure, just go and see it in the cinema. If you've got like a cheap day or if you've got a card like we do, just for the visuals, you owe it to yourself to see it on a big screen.
Yeah, I think so.
So, I mean, that's, unless you've got any other non-spoilery thoughts.
No, I think that pretty much sums it up, really.
Yeah.
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 So.
Go see.
Yes.
Okay, so spoilers! Spoiler alert, spoilers! Did you cry?
I got very close on a number of occasions.
This opens hard!
Oh, it opened very, very hard, didn't it? It just hit you in the face. Yeah, wow.
They did not sugarcoat Chadwick's death.
No, it didn't. No. Just, yeah, I mean, the ceremony and what they were wearing, stunning.
Yeah, I mean, that's traditional African cultures, wear white at funerals.
Yeah, incredible. just right there.
Right in the, right from the moment. And even the Marvel logo, like pin drop.
That was perfect. That was perfect.
I swear that the first frame was actually of Chadwick, not T'Challa.
Really?
I think so. It looked like maybe it was a promo picture or something.
Oh.
Like a thing. I mean, it could have been. It's like I was like already kind of misty at that point. It's like, so yeah, that was like, it's like, how do you deal with the death of your principal actor? And many ways we've done it. And like, yeah, I mean, to give an example, when in Riverdale, when Luke Wilson died, yeah, they killed off his character as well. But it's obviously like, how do you do it? Like, you know, you could. I think sometimes people have written out like this person's over here for a little while. Like, there are some cases where the actors died, but if they're not the principal, they've you know, sent them on assignment, or they've done this thing, or they're not there. No, this is like, no, he's dead, we're dealing with it, we're moving on.
Yeah.
And I like that. So yeah. That was the opening.
Yeah, that's how it started.
That's how it started. And it was like pretty much a roller coaster from there.
Yeah, well, yeah, not off.
So
yeah, so after I'm trying to think what was the first scene after how it started, after it started.
Because you had the year later.
Oh yeah, 1 year later. What was going on?
At the UN meeting.
Oh yeah, the UN meeting when the French government sent in the soldiers to go and just steal the vibranium from Wakanda.
No, it wasn't actually directly from them. It was from an outreach centre.
Outreach centres, yeah. Confronted with the warriors.
Yeah. If I haven't said it before, I'm going to say it now. Freaking love the Dora Milaje.
Yeah, I know.
And I finally know how to say it. So.
Yeah.
Like, if you haven't seen like some of the Disney Plus series, like especially Winter Soldier, not yeah, that one, Captain America and the Winter Soldier. They feature in that, and that's it's very good. So yeah, it starts. Shuri's burying herself in her work. The Queen is, basically giving her speech and saying, the French lady's like, but you're not sharing your technology and doing all this stuff, and like we're not scared of, like we know what it can do. We're not scared of like we're scared of you. And it intercuts with the thing where they're raiding the. We meet a new warrior lady.
Oh yeah, oh she's fabulous.
She is fabulous. No, I try to catch. I am bad with names. I do try and catch them. So I will say, no, in case you're wondering, there's no Daniel Okoye. Although I don't. It was like when I was sat down watching it, I was like, oh, is Everett Ross going to be in this? Because I don't remember seeing Martin Freeman in any of the trailers.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't see him in any
He
of the
is.
trailers.
He's cool.
He is.
He's good.
Not a lot.
I think his accent's improving.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so. But yeah, he wasn't in it a lot, but he was in it. I think the right amount.
Yeah.
Yeah, just got across what needed to get across with his bit.
Obviously, it brings in Val.
Yeah.
Again, if you have not watched all the Disney Plus shows, then she's properly introduced in those. And
That was Julie Louis-Dreyfus, wasn't
yes,
it? Yeah.
Julie, yeah. Not supposed to call her that, but yeah, that's Val. Who turns out is Everett's ex.
Yeah, they were married.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's awkward. Yeah, she's the one that arrested him.
Back to the beach, though. That's a bit.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're jumping ahead now, but.
So Queen, what's her name?
Ramonda.
Ramonda took Shuri to the beach.
Yeah.
And they were burning. They have to burn the funeral clothes a year to the day after the death.
Do you know what day it is? Tuesday.
Tuesday.
The date, child.
The date.
There were some. Yes, there were laughs. There were.
They were. And Shuri refused to burn one of the final garment that was worn at the funeral.
Yeah.
Um,
Can I just say the costumes were amazing?
Incredible, the makeup.
Yeah.
God.
The makeup was good, but I don't always notice makeup, but those costumes.
Yeah, stunning.
Yeah. So yeah, before we have that beautiful moment, we actually meet the Telodians.
Yeah.
Talokan. It's Talokan.
Talokan is the guy, isn't it? The god.
Talokan is the city.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah. So its name was people, and I haven't read too many of the stories he's in. I do know, like, I think the first time we see him is in an Iron Man story, and he's actually a bit of a jerk to Tony. But then Tony's a jerk as well, so like. But yeah, he does come in. I wouldn't say he's a bad guy, but he is definitely an antagonist.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he wants. So it turns out that there is another vibranium meteorite that landed in the Atlantic, and probably about the same time as.
I think so. Yeah, that's the gist I got.
Yeah. As the Wakandan one.
Yeah.
And it had obviously different area, different wildlife, and it did reproduce a magic plant again. Yeah. But it had different effects, and it actually made them basically become mer people. Yeah. I think they even make a merman joke, don't they?
Did they?
Yeah, when they're at MIT.
Oh right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh right, no, I missed that.
Yeah. So yeah, we got the research team.
Oh yeah, on the ship with the dive. That's right.
That was anxiety-inducing.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't do deep water.
No,
and those big suits as well.
Like, okay, so they're doing a deep dive, and like, obviously you need to see what's going on to sub. So you see, they've got their drill equipment, and then you see this like detector that basically detects vibranium, and the squid was cool. Was it a squid? Jellyfish.
Oh, the big, was it a plasma?
Yeah, it was a giant jellyfish.
Huge red glowing thing.
That was awesome.
That was very cool.
But yeah, so they're doing a dive, and then they like lose contact, and short version, everyone dies. That was quite impressive for tank because I do it at night. And actually, the lady who's in charge of the lead scientist, she does say it's not Wakandan, they're blue. But then she kind of her copter gets basically ditched. We don't actually know if that message even got through. Like, because everyone's acting like, oh, this is just the Wakandans, like, because they don't know about the Talokans. So yeah, they're a cool design. They're very cool.
They were quite cool. It's my personal opinion that I think they should have made them a different colour. I think the blue, and it is very Avatar centric, but the blue is sort of, I don't know, it's sort of obvious.
But the plant glowed blue as well.
I know, yeah, I know.
But green, I don't think would have worked.
Green wouldn't have worked. Or maybe like a red, like an evil.
No, because that's too aggressive.
They were aggressive.
Not as a people.
I suppose. Yeah,
when we meet the people, they're just the people.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, that's just my musing.
I don't know. I think in the original, because Namor himself. So basically the meteor lands. They take this thing because there's a sickness because the conquistadors, and so they take the herb to. Well, I didn't specify it's a herb, but they take their own concoction and say, look, drink this, and it will save you, and it knocks them all out. Like, and Namor's mum is pregnant at the time with him, so she doesn't want to take it initially because this is gonna. I don't know what it'll do to my baby. Valid.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And they make her a pretty pretty bracelet with some of the fibre from the plant.
Yeah.
And they take it. She takes it. They change colour. Realise that they're having trouble breathing in the water. They in the air. They go underwater. Okay. So they basically go live under the sea.
Yeah.
And that's the origin. And then Namor's born, and he doesn't have gills, and he has winged feet like Mercury, which is kind of cool. And he's like got longevity because he's like been alive for 5,000 years. So yeah, that's kind of his thing. So he's more amphibious than the others. Like they use these cool like masks to breathe in the water and all that. So yeah, that's Namor's people. And so we meet Everett again. So Okoye takes Shuri to basically say, let's go find our colonizer, he'll know stuff. So that's where we meet Everett again. It's like, okay, look, we can't tell you the details, but we need this person. We want to tell you more, but basically we put everyone in danger if we do. And he's like, all right, look, I can't tell you too much, but this kid. So therefore we meet Riri. So what's your thoughts on Riri?
Yeah, cute.
Because apparently her introduction in the books is a bit more fangirly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like she's almost... Because I think at that point Tony... I'm not sure what's going on with Tony, but she's like... Basically said, here, Tony's not on the picture in the moment. Have this new person. Trying to make Tony a legacy.
Okay.
And there's nothing wrong with legacy characters. There's a lot of legacy characters in comic books. But Tony was never designed to be one, so...
Yeah. I think she's cool. She's got that, Tony Stark goodness.
Yeah, she is a girl genius.
Yeah.
She's an engineer.
Yeah.
But...
and clearly at MIT. And has designed this vibranium seeking machine in, was it 2 weeks or was it something else?
In a couple of months. For a school project.
For a school project, yeah.
So essentially...
They're so good the CIA wanted it.
Essentially the US government stole her homework.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
To be fair, I mean, well, this is sure, but they've got form.
Oh, yes. Yes, they do. Yes.
I mean, Shield stole Jane's research, but there is form.
Yes.
So yeah, basically she did it as a project. I kind of want to dare to prove her teacher wrong,
which is just amazing.
Which is kind of cool. But her suit is really sweet. She's a very cool character. One thing, and this, not. I guess again, I think they're trying to play down her sort of fangirliness, but the fact she is making an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that even like a small picture of Tony in her room.
No, I didn't see anything. No, that's interesting.
You think you should at least have like a picture of the suit? Because when they go to her garage, Shuri recognises it. Oh, is it Stark Tech? You can there's not things that she gets raided by FBI. She burns her blueprints, but turns out she'd already made something anyway. It's kind of cool because it's like it has the primitiveness of the Mark One, but it's
a lot more functional.
A lot more functional and a bit more like Whiplash's suit in a way.
Yeah, perhaps. Yeah. I mean, there was no during the big chase scene that followed.
Yeah.
Out of the garage, there was no malfunction of any kind, was there?
No, it looks like she hadn't fully field tested it.
No.
And she didn't have a face mask.
No.
Because that even comes up because they're being tracked by a drone.
Oh, that's right.
And she sort of like.
Oh, the oxygen, yeah.
Yeah, she sends it like it's too high for her, and like even she was like, you can't go that high without bloody. But yeah, so but her suit functions pretty well. It's clunky, but it does what she wants it to do. Obviously, she's got no AI either, which is kind of fair enough. But also, yeah, interesting. I'm looking forward to her like next suit because we'll get to that. But yeah, no, I thought Riri was great. According to a friend of mine who has read her first book, this is a much better introduction.
Okay, oh good.
So, yeah. But I've been looking forward to meeting Riri because, like the Ironheart, which she wasn't named, but that is her hero name, which is really funny.
That's good.
Because they do allude to that with her chest plate. Yeah, no, she's cool. I like her. So, you pick something to talk about.
So what was it that happened next? So they had to fight, and then so it
the
ended on the bridge.
Yeah, talk about the fight on the bridge.
Oh, so we get the Talakan people, or some of like the enforcers, the warriors, come up and fight Okoye and Shuri.
See, Shuri and Riri are knocked out at this point.
Oh, that's right. Yes. And sort of Okoye takes them on, and she said later, didn't she, that she delivered some blows that should have instantly killed them and didn't.
But it's still a 3-on-1 battle that she nails.
She nailed it.
Which is, I always thought was cool. Sorry, I know I'm interrupting your flow, but cool for two reasons, and this kind of comes up a bit later on as well. Is that one, obviously very different fighting styles, which is always interesting to see. Yeah. But two, the way they use the vibranium, because at a later point, Shuri's AI turns out like, it's made of raw vibranium, right. So they don't necessarily process it in the same way. But then again, if they're underwater, the technology is different anyway. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So they can't necessarily make the refinery.
No. Interesting.
Yeah. Hello. Crow just landed right in front of us. But yes. So
that happened, and then. Shuri ends up. Well, Shuri approaches. I can't remember his name. One of the Talakan people, and says.
I don't know if he was named. He seems to be like the main warrior guy, but yeah. Asked
to be taken to.
Because she gets her beads to do a translation.
That's right. And he sort of takes her, and then Okoye wakes up in the water and assumes that she's been abducted. Obviously, they take the scientist girl, as well.
Yeah, because the basic premise is Namor wants the scientist that made the tech, the vibranium, tracing tech. Yeah. And when they realise that she's a kid, she's only 19, they're like, no way are we letting this girl get killed. Yeah. Which, again, valid.
Yeah, fair enough. And then she's Okoye summoned. Well, I don't know if she was summoned, but she appears back in front of the Queen and the Council.
I mean, it could have been a standard debrief, but basically, it's like.
And she gets stripped of her rank for what happened. And can I just say, Angela Bassett.
I know, right?
Credit to that performance. There's already rumours that she's going to get nommed for an Oscar.
It's about bloody time one of these films got an Oscar.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Not just for visuals either.
Yeah. Her performance when she was sort of talking to Okoye, shouting at Okoye, phenomenal. So she gets stripped of her rank, and then what's his name? Suggests that
M'Baku.
M'Baku, love M'Baku.
M'Baku gets major FaceTime in
he
this film.
does.
He's amazing.
He's brilliant. Suggests that they're perhaps being a little bit too rash, but he's shouted down as well.
Yeah.
And what did we go on to after that? Is that the Haiti, or did we go to Haiti?
We went to Haiti. Forgetting how her name is, but
Lupita Nyong'o's character.
yes, Lupita's character was. Some of the names I do forget, and I feel bad about it. But yeah, she's bad. She's teaching in Haiti. That was a really sweet scene. Like some of the children, like when the Queen's going like, "Oh, bonjour," and the littlest kids come out. Hello, we'll take you to the. We'll take you.
And what Angela Bassett was wearing, do you remember?
Yeah.
See that coat with there was like a green and then a yellow.
Yeah.
And then like the matching head scarf, the head dress. That was
Like I said, the costumes were on point.
stunning. Stunning.
I would say though, talking about the French. So, did you notice the subtitles?
They changed colour with the languages that they
So,
spoke,
Talokan is blue, Wakandan is yellow, and then the romantic languages are white.
Yeah. That's right.
We don't hear other European languages like French. Obviously, like Haitian is a version of French.
Yeah.
And then we hear some Spanish, which is always fun for me.
Yeah.
And it might have been snatches of other languages, but they were like the four main languages.
Ones,
But yeah, so the European languages, romantic languages because it's in Haiti. Well, the French lady at the beginning as well. So yeah, basically the romantic languages are in white, and then the two indigenous languages are colour coded as well, and slightly bigger.
Oh really? I didn't notice that.
I think they were slightly bigger, slightly different font.
Interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, that was kind of a cool detail though.
Yeah.
So yeah, we get Laputa back. Very cool. She kicks ass. So much ass kicking in this. With the bridge fight between the main enforcer and Okoye, he's very respectful. Like, she drops her weapon.
Oh yeah.
And he basically gives it back to her.
Gives it back, kicks it over to her.
At one point he says, "You're not worthy of my blade," but like he still would let her fight, die on her feet if necessary. I mean, she didn't, when we're happy for that, but he would have done.
It's like warrior to warrior.
Yeah. In fact, later on when he even calls her out, like, warrior! It's like, oh, like, I like that. I like that kind of really, that mutual respect.
Yeah, I like that.
So many set pieces. So should we go to your Avatar joke then?
Oh, yes. They're all blue. They all live in the sea. This is Avatar with vibranium. I bet James Cameron's pissed.
Yeah, because more people like this.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the city then?
Oh goodness, yeah. I don't know what that music was that was playing over the top as well. When Shuri's going in the suit with Neymar.
It's probably just part of the original score.
Oh yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like hairs on the back of your neck stuff. It's incredible. We like people like playing ball underwater. It's just living their lives. Just happen to be under the sea.
I think the effects are good, and it's like, how do you do underwater? How do you do people underwater and talking and communicating? It's not quite Uncanny Valley, but it's just a little bit like, because they don't put water in front of them, and they are kind of floating. Like, I guess I'm going to assume they're weighted because at one point Neymar was wearing basically swim shorts or whatever, like whatever the equivalent is, and it's got one of those like long things that come down.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't float up.
No.
So I'm assuming that's like weighted or something. But they do good work with the feathers, and like the hair is always kind of floaty in that. But it's like it does feel slightly off comparative to other underwater things I've seen.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Even from the Avatar trailer, it looks very different.
Yeah.
But it's still very cool. Yeah. And we got a cool new gesture.
Oh yeah. That's cool. I'm guessing that's like a salute or something.
Well, I think looking at it, it's like a clamshell.
Clamshell, yeah. I don't know, I mean what it represents.
Yeah, like a greeting.
Yeah.
But that's cool.
That was nice.
But the city is stunning.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Like the set, kudos to the costume designer, kudos to the set designer. Oh, obviously the all photography people get all the awards as well, but you know.
Oh yeah.
Such a good looking film.
Oh, yeah, amazing, really amazing. And we IMAXed.
We IMAXed it again.
Yeah, we IMAXed. So.
I think, well, that's his idea to keep doing that.
I know. I think it adds to it though with certain films, not all films.
Yeah.
But certain films like the big blockbusters.
Yes.
I think that's it's better. Bigger screen, bigger sound.
It's just really...
Nice hair.
Yeah, very.
Your hair's on fire? No, it's not. He's got very red hair, by the way.
He's very red hair. We are in a car park, that's why people are going, oh, that's a nice blue.
Oh, that's a very nice blue.
So, someone walking past with their suitcase, maleta.
Wonder where they're going.
Yes. Well, they're going towards the train station, so potentially anywhere.
Well, yes, literally anywhere.
But, I mean, for as big as this film is, now I'm sort of thinking about it, technically kind of a small story. Like, high stakes, but the story itself is very straightforward.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They're sort of considering, and they're not considering war with this other nation.
Yeah.
At the same time,
trying to protect the nation by not revealing them.
Yeah, and then simultaneously they are still mourning the death of
their king.
Their king. That's pretty much it.
Yeah. We get three major. So you get the chase scene and attack on the fight on the bridge. The attack on Wakanda, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Oh, yeah.
And then like the final fight sequence. They're like the main big set pieces. Yeah, I mean there's like other actiony bits in between, but like the big set pieces.
Yeah.
So the attack on Wakanda, do you want to take?
Yeah, so there was a lot of water.
There was a lot of water.
All the water bombs going off.
So
all the slow-mo, that was cool.
So Laputa rescues Shuri and Riri, which now I'm realising it's kind of weird to say together. Shuri. But she rescues them and she blasts one of the people guarding them. Now, have to say in fairness, neither Riri or Shuri are harmed or injured or endangered anyway. Like once they're there, they're kept safe.
Yeah.
Namor does say that he, doesn't really want Riri to still be alive, but in that moment she is protected.
That's right.
And then they get like they give Shuri like pretty outfit, like they make sure they're fed and water and all that. So she takes out the people. One of the guards she kills like straight off, and the next one she wounds, and because Shuri lost her beads earlier, Everett ends up with them for the rest of the film, which is kind of a cool device. It's like, oh, she dropped the beads, and now I recognise what these are, and I can communicate with Wakanda.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Which sort of becomes his undoing, but that's.
Yes.
But so yeah, they're treated well, get rescued. She's injured, and like Shuri's like, give me your beads. I can probably say. She's like, no, you can't save. We haven't got time for this. It's a sonic blast. It was like it was too close range. But she still like makes that effort, which is noble.
Yeah.
And then like Riri's like, look, I'm not sure who this lady is, but I think we should listen to her. Which is like, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, they get rescued. So yeah, they're at the point of the attack on Wakanda, and partly because the guards were killed. But yeah, so Riri and Shuri are back in Wakanda, and like that's where we find out. Oh, right, yeah, I did it in 2 months. And, like, so Riri's like, hanging out in the palace and like looking around at all the stuff. I'm like, this is cool, like this. And so they get the attack. A lot of war.
Yeah, so yeah, they're letting off all the water bombs, and so you've got the Queen and Riri in the room, the council room.
Yeah.
And she's looking out the window, and then Namor comes and flies over, lands on the windowsill outside. So
basically, the attack's happening. People are going everywhere. Like everyone's helping everyone else out. And okay, so the moment with M'Baku is kind of amazing. He's like, oh, he sees someone getting knocked out of the water, so he's like, puts them back in the boat and like, you okay, brother? Like, does all this stuff. I'm like, legend.
Yeah.
Absolute legend. And he tries to basically clobber Namor, and like basically Namor snaps his staff, and then punches him in the solar plex, breaking his armor. And pushing him, like literally punching him, he flies several feet.
Yes, through a wooden thing.
And that's the point where like, oh snap.
Yeah, he's strong.
That's your oh shit moment.
Yeah. And then, so what was it? So then the Queen and...
Because basically, the Queen is flying rescue drones.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then Riri was like, can I help you? She said, yeah, here, like, grab this panel.
Yeah.
So they're stood in the windows helping people.
And the glass is breached.
Initially, just by
the spear, just
and
damages it minimally.
And the Queen basically stands there, and they was like, respect.
Yeah. And yeah, then eventually the glass is breached, and then all the water cascades in, knocking them both off their feet.
Those bombs though, like there's like bombs are yay big,
Yeah.
and then when they explode, there's like this much water, all the water.
And they were the Queen rescues Riri, doesn't she?
Yeah, like so they both end up because the lab's obviously underneath the council room.
That's right.
And the Queen comes to quicker and she rescues Riri, and she succumbs.
Yeah, I did not see that coming.
Did not see that coming. That's baller.
I know, I genuinely expected her to wake up. But yeah, wow. And then obviously Shuri burst into the room and he's had to be held back. Yeah,
because you've got, I think, is it Laputa's character? I'm so really bad, I'm sorry. Look it up so we can keep calling her that. But it's her and not... It's the other one, is it? It wasn't Okoye, was it?
Well, she was doing CPR on the Queen.
Oh yeah, and basically, Okoye, and basically put the beads on, doing the CPR, like chest compressions, and Riri does wake up, and like gets the water, and she like turns her over, gets spits the water out.
Nakia,
thank you, Nakia.
Lupita Nyong'o's character.
Nakia.
So
Nakia saves Riri. You think, okay, so older lady maybe take a little bit longer. She wasn't down there, but like she had to swim down. No, they went there.
Yeah, they killed her.
That's.
Yeah, did you see Nakia went over and put, the bracelet it was red?
Yeah.
And she went,
no, she's gone.
She has passed.
She's gone.
Yeah.
So, and they was like, you are, points at Shuri, you're the Queen now, and like. Does the thing is like, this is just like basically it's a warning shot. We'll bury your dead, bury your dead, mourn your losses, you're Queen now. Outie.
yeah, and then jumps back in the water, and then I love that the next shot it just literally just cuts to Shuri in the white funeral stuff. Just again, it just cuts just to her face. That was good. That was a great shot.
Oscars for everyone.
Yeah, and she's joined by M'Baku.
Thing is, I think. Just in going on the credit order, Letitia. This is Letitia's movie.
Oh right.
Because if you notice, hers was the first name.
It was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Which means Angela Bassett will be best supporting actress, and then Letitia can be best lead.
That's true. Yeah. So then M'Baku is he asked Shuri, like, what direction is your head going in?
Because she's like, why are you hanging around me? He said, because I made a promise to your brother to look out for you. And he's actually really good counsel.
Yeah, I think so. And then asked her, which direction is your heart going in? She said, basically, my heart died with my mother.
Yeah.
And I think that moment is where that vengeance mindset started.
Yeah.
Saying, no, I've got no heart now. My heart's gone, and I'm going to get my revenge.
Which is like a good revenge story.
Yeah.
And this was quite a good revenge story. So then we kind of have the suit up scenes. Cue the music.
Yeah, cue the music. Yeah.
So Riri's given a workstation and she's working on her suit. I will talk about that in a minute. And then, so at the beginning of the film, it basically opens with Shuri trying to recreate the the heart-shaped herb, and obviously she can't. But so the bracelet that was her name was mother, he gifted it to Shuri and said, oh yeah, this is made like with things. So she's like, oh, So she gets her computer to analyze the fibers and say, look, this doesn't work exactly the same as a heart-shaped herb, but something must be similar. Analyze it. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
And it is not immediate. It does take a couple of attempts, which I do appreciate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, it's like 98% thing, and they, like Nakia comes in and is like, what? How do you know it's going to work? So it will glow. So we see this printer printing this herb, and then it starts glowing. And
You did it. Yeah.
So they make it, and they don't do the full ceremony.
No.
Because Shuri's worried about cardiac arrest, which is valid. And Riri's like, what? So they do the cut down version of the ceremony. She wakes up in the astral plane in the throne room, like basically where her mother died, which is like, oof. So do you want to talk about the astral plane?
Yeah.
The ancestral plane?
So she sort of climbs out of the water and sees the top of a head on the throne.
Yeah.
And she says, Mother, is that you? And, oh, no, it's not. No, they see it's Killmonger.
Again, did not see coming.
Didn't see coming. Well, he basically just, tries to get her to his mindset, as he does.
Little cuts. He didn't have terrible advice.
He didn't. No, he didn't. He sort of gave her a bit of an ultimatum, though, didn't he? Really, for herself.
It's like your father was this, your brother was that, your ancestor, like your father would not have saved the scientist. He killed his own brother. Yeah. So what do you want to do? And I like that line about like, if it hadn't been for me, you probably wouldn't have rescued the scientist. But that was cool. Didn't see that cameo coming, and that was like, ooh, I don't think the rest of the audience was like, because it wasn't a huge crowd because it's like lunchtime.
Oh yeah.
But everyone's like, ooh.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then obviously it cut sort of halfway, didn't it? Because then we revisited that scene a little bit later.
Yeah.
And then we go on sort of to the nearing the final battle.
Well, before that, so she she's like, I didn't work. It's like, I didn't see my mother. She didn't come to me. Like, when did she come to me? And she's kind of like, Shuri's pacing and all that, and like Nakia and Riri was like watching her and like, you okay? And then she punches one of the mannequins with the costumes on it, and it goes through into the wall. And they're like, shit. And then Riri's like, can I get some of that? Yeah, that's right. Can I get some of that? Yeah, she has become the Black Panther. She has.
Amazing.
Her costume's adorable.
Yeah, we gotta get you a suit. I liked her suit.
Yeah, her suit was really cool.
The little gold embellishments.
Yeah. Not too ostentatious.
No.
So yeah, then we get big battle because she's like, so basically the citizens all go to the Bucker's people. What's their name?
Yeah, I can't remember their name.
But yes, they go into the mountains and they're like having an argument, like, and like he's like, "Your guests here. Oh, we're doing our best. Okay, how do you know we get anything done? Because they haven't had an ascension ceremony yet, so Shuri is still referred to as princess. Yeah. Which is interesting considering like we live in a nation where literally the queen is dead, long live the king. Yeah. So that's kind of strange, but yeah, it's also established in the first film. Like when T'Chaka dies, T'Challa's because the de facto leader, but he's not immediately crowned king yet, is he? So yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, so they have a big old. She's like, we're gonna do this because he advised not killing because he actually notices the people using his name was people using the local name, which is basically the winged serpent. I'm not gonna try and pronounce it, but they use like call them the winged serpent. Yeah. So this guy is their god. If we kill him, we're looking at eternal war.
And Shuri essentially says, "So what? Yeah, bring it on then."
So we get the big old fight scene. We get whales.
Oh yeah, the whales.
Yeah, they're cool. I did like the bit where the Dermalage jumped down the side of the the ship and the
on the ropes.
and the brothers basically secure them.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was quite kind of cool coordination. I like that. But yeah, big old fight scene out to sea.
Yeah. Oh, God, yeah.
Which is very cool.
That was very cool. That was very cool.
I like that. And then we get... Now, I'm going to comment on Riri's second Ironheart suit. We see her working with what looks like traditional, like, what we'd find here. Like, you know, like thicker metals and stuff. And her suit is quite chunky.
Mm. Yeah.
Did they not like give her access to vibranium, or like because she knows how to work iron and steel, and basically so she's like
presumably not.
Yeah, but got the big wing, like big old wingtip things, and like it goes on the water, really cool.
Yeah.
But no, the reason I'm sort of commenting on it and looking chunky is because in the book her suit is very streamlined, and it is more of a the heart in the middle. Yeah, it's also we don't know if it uses an arc reactor, because I don't think that version does use an arc reactor.
No, no, it wasn't mentioned, like I say, but no, I don't think so.
No, but she does. But at the end, because it was made with Wakandan technology, she doesn't get to keep it, which means we are going to get a new Ironheart suit at some point.
That's right.
So that's very cool. I am skipping, unless you want there's something specific you want to talk about. I'm kind of skipping over the final battle because that's like the end of the movie, so people should enjoy that for themselves.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
But and then the ending.
Where Shuri is given her ultimate choice.
Yeah.
And
that doesn't take it.
Yeah, well, no.
Very, very cool.
Speaks to her, show him who you really are.
Yeah.
And she did, which I'm glad of.
Yes.
I'm glad that she decided to take that path. She had to.
Yes.
She had to. Yeah.
But yeah. I cried twice. I cried when after the Queen died as well.
I don't blame you.
Oh, also, speaking of cameos, hello Anderson Cooper.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, CNN. Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I like Anderson Cooper. He seems like good people.
No.
But yeah, and then Everett gets arrested because you say she bugged the beads, and he gets he's considered a traitor. Which honestly, if she bugged the beads and knew everything she was saying about it, then she must know about the Talokans.
Yeah, that's right.
So that was the thing. And so he gets rescued at the end.
Oh yeah, he was so relieved.
It was so funny because basically he's in a secure truck. There's a tree across the road. The driver's like, oh, okay, let's see, should we go back in an extra hour? He jumps out. The other guy calls it in. He gets knocked out. The other guy gets knocked out. Everett's obviously nervous.
Yeah.
And the door opens. He sees this woman in a mask. The new Night Angels. Is it she called them?
Is it Midnight Angels?
Yeah, Midnight Angels. And he's like, and then she reveals, and she sees it's like grey. And then, do you remember her line?
The colonizer in chains. Now I've seen everything.
He's like,
yeah, fair enough.
So we don't know what's going on with him, but he's not in custody. So technically, I guess he's on the land now.
Yeah, he must be. Yeah.
He's probably taken back to Wakanda.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then we get the final reveal at the end.
So right before that moment, I was thinking when they were on the beach when Namor first introduces himself.
Yes.
When they were interrupted at that point because the Queen said there is something about your brother he did not tell you or you do not know.
Ah, yes.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
And I thought they didn't tell us what that thing was that King T'Challa didn't tell her.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing it's what happens in the mid-credits scene.
Which is the first time it leads on almost immediately. And I think we've actually run over time. This might be a two-part review.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorry, guys. If we're now in the second half, I thought we were going to clip through this one, but I guess we got into tangents.
Yeah.
So I guess welcome to part 2.
Hello.
Also, it's getting darker. As you can tell, the contrast is changing.
So Nakia introduces Shuri to
Sun? Her son. Yeah, so this is my son.
Oh yes,
and to Sun, this is your
Shuri's brother.
Yeah.
Who he had a Haitian name. I can't remember what it was.
I think it was Jason.
But my real name
Is
is
Prince
T'Challa.
Because he introduced her, this is your Aunt Shuri. Oh, hello.
Son of King T'Challa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. He was adorable.
He was
Wasn't
very
he cute?
adorable. But yeah, it was
Pretty epic.
It was pretty epic. Also, the weather's really getting... Well, it's not... It's just getting darker.
Yeah, a bit cloudy.
But yeah, I think we're still... You can still see us.
Yeah, we're still alright.
I don't know.
Alright. You
But,
can see us. We're visible.
Any other thinkies?
No, just that it was amazing. It was really good. It was really good. And
Yeah.
can't wait for the next one.
Yeah.
What is the next MCU film? Obviously it'll be next year now.
I think it's Quantumania, the new Ant-Man movie.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah,
That
that's
would
gonna
be
be
good.
good.
That would be good.
Quantumania's next. Black Panther will return. They didn't confirm the return of Riri.
No.
But I'm sure she'll be back. I know, I'm fairly certain she is, because Armor Wars was going to be a TV series, but apparently now it's going to be a movie.
Oh, right.
So I'm pretty sure Riri's going to be in that, because that's going to be obviously feature Rhodey.
Oh, okay, cool.
So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, it was good. It was good, yo. Go see it.
Yeah.
It's a great cameo. He's like, yeah, like I said, like when Killmonger was on screen. Like, oh.
He has a presence.
Hey, little cousin. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan. He's an Oscar winner, isn't he? Was he just nominated?
Oh, he was definitely nommed for something. For
Creed, I think it was.
Boxing film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Creed.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, great film, great cast, great costumes.
Yeah, beautiful.
So many great costumes. Yeah. Well, we're already in the end. We're already in the second part, so we might as well do the trailers.
Right.
Yeah, 46 minutes. I'm pretty sure it changes over after 42 or something.
Right. So trailers. So the first one, yes. So I didn't know Christopher Nolan had a new film coming out, Oppenheimer. That looks, I mean, weird because it's Christopher Nolan, but looks pretty cool.
It's basically what if you know the name Oppenheimer is basically what you think it is.
See, I don't know the name Oppenheimer. I just assumed it was just a word. Does it mean something?
Oppenheimer is the person who helped develop the nuclear weapon. He is the guy who invented the nuclear bomb.
Of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. Okay, well, I'm even more intrigued now then.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Also,
Okay.
it looks like it's filmed black and white, which is very cool.
Yeah, that's very cool. Next one. I love what you put for this.
What?
Matilda the music.
I've been aware of Matilda the musical for a while.
Yes.
I think I don't know if it was put on like the theatre live during the lockdown. As a live production, it looks really good. As a movie, it looks pretty, but I'm not convinced.
No, it looks a bit cheesy. Yeah, I loved Matilda the film.
Yes.
When I was growing up.
And that's the other thing. Well, those of us who are old.
Yeah. And I knew it was a musical. Haven't seen it, but I knew it was a thing. But yeah, no, I saw that. And I thought that's the kind of film that belongs on ITV2 at 3 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. It just looks cheap.
I will say, it looks good. Like none of the child actors look like they're phoning it in, from what we could see.
From what we could see, no.
And I don't want to disparage upon this young girl in the beginning of her career, but she's not Mara Wilson.
No, exactly. And Emma Thompson, as good as I'm sure she is, as Miss Trunchbull, is.
I think maybe she was probably the closest.
Probably. Yeah.
Miss Angel, I don't care that they've kind of they've made her black. Didn't give a shit about that. Sure, she's wonderful. Also, Danny DeVito, you can't replace Danny DeVito either.
Can't. He's just got that sort of innate angriness. That I think that was Stephen Graham.
Yeah.
He's a very good actor, Stephen Graham. But
it looks like it might be. I don't know how much of it is adapted directly from the musical and how much the musical takes directly from the book.
yes.
But it does look like there's more things that could be from the book, like where she's making mischief.
Oh yeah.
Like with the super glue and stuff.
Yeah, true.
So I'm not saying it isn't interesting. I'm not saying it looks really pretty.
It does look very pretty.
And I guess maybe I don't know if it is taking more from the book or the musical added stuff, but it definitely looks like it's telling more of the story than the Mara Wilson movie did. But
well, yeah.
I mean, it looks like a good family film.
It does. Yes.
So
We'll leave it at
take
that.
for what you want.
Okay, yeah, the next one, the Mario Brothers.
You hadn't seen that trailer before, had you?
No, I hadn't. I thought, I wondered what it was. So when the first those little figures that like
Yeah.
little minions, when like the very beginning of the trailer, when they first come out, I thought, is this a Minions film?
No, it's the Coopers.
And I noticed at the end it was produced by Illumination Entertainment,
Yes.
which explains why they look a bit like Minions or that sort of style. And then the big thing came out, and I thought, is that Wario? And then it was.
No, it's Bowser.
Oh, Bowser, of course, yeah. And then we see Mario and the mushroom.
Yeah, the Mushroom King. Toad.
Yeah. And I thought, okay, yeah, that looks cute. It looks cute.
You know, I saw that trailer for the first time live during the Nintendo Direct for it.
Oh wow.
They had the whole Nintendo Direct for it,
That's cool.
and Aaron was like, "Hey, well, he's not just to me, but like to the group. It's like, hey, anyone want to watch the live when it's thing?" So I will say that the going from computer screen to it scales up very well.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, cool.
So yeah, I already like that trailer, and the penguins.
Oh yeah, the penguins.
This is but a sample of our power. Do you yield? I do not.
No, I do not.
So yeah, Jack Black as Bowser
No,
and Crispy Rat as Mario.
That's right. Next was Dungeons and Dragons with was it Chris Pine?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, that looks like a bit of a cheap.
It looks cheesy, but it looks better than the original Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, there was one, wasn't there? Not so long ago. Yeah.
I probably
I thought it
will.
was Robin
I
Hood at
probably
first.
would. No, it does look like a good fun popcorn movie.
Yeah.
You know, it looks like I think you'd get out of it what you think you get out of it.
Yeah, I think so.
So.
And the last one, I think. Oh,
And the last one was the last two.
No, last one, Avatar 2. Yeah, I didn't like the first one. I haven't seen it since 2010. When
I
it
still
came
haven't
out.
seen it. It is a more expanded trailer. It still looks pretty.
It does
I still
look
don't care.
Yeah, no. No. I didn't. Yeah, I didn't like the first one.
Yeah.
I might rewatch the first one and see how I feel after that.
Like I said, it does look pretty,
It does,
but
but yeah, whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it. That's the trailers. Did you want to plug your thing?
my thing.
You said you were doing a thing at the end of the video. You wanted to plug a thing.
Oh, that's a different thing.
That's it.
That's a different thing. But I will plug. I don't talk this very often, but I do have a Patreon. You know, I've only got it set to like just one price point at the moment, which is like $2, because of tax thingies.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to, I usually put the details down there in my link tree. So I'm trying to save up to go on holiday, so that'd be nice. I've got 130 of you now, so if all of you did that $2, that would be $260 a month.
That'd be lovely.
That'd be nice. Save up. Send me to California. There you go. That's a plug. Send me to California, and you don't do any of that social stuff, do you?
No, I'm not. I don't do any. I'm not social.
He's not.
No.
It's an
every
effort to get back
sense.
to this.
Yeah, in every sense of the word.
But yeah. Thanks for watching. Sorry, this has ended up being a two-parter.
That's fine.
But yeah, we've had fun. So if you have been, especially if you stuck around to the second part of this review, we really, really do appreciate that. So yeah, I've been Michelle, he's been Adam, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.